Today, I will discuss a very important part in the recruitment process, which is the SAP consultant CV. So I will give you some of my CV tips for the SAP freelancing projects. First step, which is very basic and very important, is to always have a Word and a PDF version of your CV available on one of the online drives. So you can use OneDrive, Google Drive, or any other online drive you like. You never know when you will be contacted by a recruiter for a freelancing opportunity. And if you like the opportunity, you should always respond as fast as you can. So it's very important that you have an updated version available so you can get access to it from anywhere and send it to the recruiter. Second tip is create multiple versions of your CV for the different categories of opportunities you receive. For example, I get contacted for freelance opportunities as an SAP trainer, S4HANA implementation projects, S4HANA rollout projects, and S4HANA migration projects. And I have a different CV version for each of these. For example, in my training CV, at the beginning, I highlight the important things related to training. So I mention my YouTube channel, my Udemy courses, my LinkedIn profile and the different blogs that I wrote, and any important training projects that I delivered. I also mention my SAP certifications because this is important for a trainer. And then I mention the different projects I did as implementations, rollouts, and so on. But inside the details of every project, I highlight the training part. As an SAP consultant in the projects of implementation, for example, we do requirement gathering, implementation, training, and go live support. So I would mention each of these steps briefly, but then in the training part, I would add more details. So for example, I would say that I deliver training to how many users, for how many business processes, for how long. This way, when the SAP recruiter and the customer check my CV, they can see that I'm an experienced SAP trainer. One more thing I add in the details of every project is I mention whether I was a freelancer or not. Being an experienced freelancer who did some other freelancing projects before gives more security to the recruiter and to the customer that me as a consultant is someone who knows how the freelancing works and someone who actually enjoys doing this. I'm not doing this just because I couldn't find a full-time opportunity, but I'm actually doing it because I know that it is a good way of contracting and that I like this model. And the same would go for the other versions of my CV. So for the S4HANA implementation CV, I would mention the implementation projects, the different technical experiences I have, and any other details important for implementations. For the S4HANA rollout projects, I would mention the rollout projects, and also I would highlight the important activities that are related specifically to rollouts, such as, for example, receiving knowledge transfer for the SAP template solution from the Center of Excellence team. When we do rollout projects, normally the project would start with some